Hey everyone, I wanted to take a few minutes to go through how to utilize the spreadsheet that you were sent with your child count information and how to use it to complete our breakdown by disability document we're asking for this year as well. As you can see on my screen, I have the spreadsheet, a sample of a spreadsheet that looks very similar to what you were sent. The difference on mine here is that there are less columns right now because I've hidden some of that information, such as any identifying student information, for the purposes of this quick video. But you'll have that, so your report will be a little bit longer. But really what I wanted to just do is show you how to sort and filter this, because it is an overwhelming spreadsheet and I want to make sure that you understand exactly what row to pull the information from. So when I get this spreadsheet, the first thing I want to do is sort and filter it. So I'm going to go up here to this column and I'm going to click it. And then I'm going to go up here on my screen and I'm going to hit the filter button. What that does, as you can see, is it will put some arrows and will allow you to start to see the different information in each of those columns. So for our purposes, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way over to this column that says primary disability. And here, when I click down, I can see all the different disabilities for this school. So in order to find out specifically how many students in each category, all I'll do is I will unclick all. And let's start with students with autism. And I'll click the autism spectrum disorder and then OK. And you can see what that does now is it now just takes those students who are in the system identified as students on the autism spectrum and sorts them out. So I can easily count these children and I can see that there's 5. Or I also could left click on the category and then just scroll down. Oops, I take that back. You can see how it's funky, and just kind of hover down and scroll down, and you can see down here on my page, it's going to tell me that there's 5. So the system, the Excel will either count it for us or we can count directly. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen right here. Now I'm going to go into my other screen. And you can see this is the other sheet that we've sent you that indicates the breakdown of disabilities. So here you're going to put your school name. So I put Bridges, and you can see the different categories. These are what we utilize and how we group the students for funding purposes for the next school year. So I would go all the way over to the autism, to autism, and I would put 5 because I have 5 students who are identified with a primary disability with autism. I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to go back to sharing this screen. So now I want to look at a different disability. So one of the disabilities, one of the categories, as you saw, was LD, OHI, and SLD. So for reporting purposes, that's one category. So if I want to find the counts of those students, so I could click select all again and then unclick, and then I could do OHI, LD, DD. That was one category. And I'd click OK. Now I've got all of those students. So again, I could click, drag down all the way to the last one. And I can see I get a number here of 63. And I take that number and I would go over to this sheet where it says, and I'd go to the LD, DD, OHI column and I'd put 63. And that's how I do it. I would then save this document. I would put my school name in, I'd hit save. You can see I already saved it, so it's asking me if I want to copy or overwrite. I'd say yes. And then that's what you upload and submit into Epicenter. So that's how you utilize the Excel document from Enrich to complete the breakdown by disability. The other thing to remember is students who are multiply disabled, they're not going to show, there is no line on your breakdown by disability for multiple disabled. You have to break down or know or look up what their disabilities are that make up their multiple disabled, and then you would give them the primary disability. In the case of an MD child, it could be the disability that has the highest weighting formula. So for instance, if that were OHI, LD, and speech language, let's say those are the three that made up the multi-disabilities, you would actually give a primary disability of speech and language because that has the highest funding. Now remember, those children can only count once, so they would only count once in your breakdown by disability spreadsheet as well. So your numbers on your breakdown by disability spreadsheet should match your total child count numbers for your school. If they don't, then something's you've missed a few or you've added a few too many. So you want to go back and double check that those are correct. But I just want to take a few minutes to share that with you. And if you have any questions while you're doing this, or you really are unsure or get confused, please give Susan or I a call and we will walk you through this. Have a great day.